Yeah. Okay. Hey,
Peace.
what's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? We got something new, something special for y'all today. We're talking about cryptocurrency. We're talking about stocks, and we want to know: Are you investing? But first of all, my name is Nayoka. Nayoka Nadi. I'm an artist. You know what I do, y'all. And I have a special guest with me here, Al Blackwell. Introduce yourself to the
Peace,
people.
everybody. I'm just an investor, entrepreneur, community activist, and a person who believes that investment is the way to the future.
Definitely. Well said. And I want y'all to subscribe to the channel right now. Press like right now. And we're going to just get right into it. Not going to waste any time. Like, share, subscribe. Okay. So, advertisements really quickly before we go in. We're always working hard at work over here. So, I wrote an ebook recently. Yeah, an ebook with the collection of 3 AIs: AnyWord, Writer, and Jasper. Okay, these AIs can help you write anything that you want to write, share anything that you want to share. I wrote about 10 beliefs that keep you poor and change them. I'm one of those people that believe that what you believe can affect your reality. It affects your decision making and it affects the opportunities in your life. So, I wrote this ebook as a tool to help reprogram my own mind with motivational thoughts. So, in this book, we go over things like negative beliefs such as money is evil. Okay, and we break that down a little bit and talk about the real true value of money. All right, and then we have keto for the win. All right, I tried keto many times. It's helped me keep my weight under control. And so for the new year, you might want to try the 28-day keto challenge. All right, you can find this at for the win, keto for the win shop. And finally, last but not least, First Base IO. I was really surprised when I found this company. They can help you incorporate your business for the lowest cost available anywhere in the US. All right. So you can access all that you need, your banking, your e commerce straight from this protocol, First Base IO. So please check that out if you're interested in having an LLC. All right. So are you investing? Let's get into it. First, we're going to take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. All right. Any comments on this?
Oh, I love it. I mean, how the market works, in my opinion, is you got to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. So, fear and greed index today's at 36, which is fear. I love fear. Extreme fear makes me feel better. I just believe that, when things are down, that's when you buy, right? Like, isn't the basic premise of investing buy low, sell high? If you buying when everybody else is buying, then you're buying high, right? So you wait for markets to come down. I love to hear items like one of the things you ask, are you investing? So something I invest in monthly, it doesn't matter what month it is Apple, right? If Berkshire Hathaway is buying Apple, I should be buying Apple because they've been growing their business. I want to grow mine. Um, and when I hear people talk about the bubble colors and they say, this person got green bubbles or blue bubbles, that inspires me to buy more Apple because if a person believes the color of a bubble holds the value of a product, then that means that's a perfect product to own because it's created a exclusivity within itself, right? And how people believe that if you have an Apple product, you're special compared to someone who doesn't have an Apple product. So I like things like that. I like companies like that, and the fear and greed index really kind of leads my buying. So I buy more when the fear is higher, and I haven't really been selling, but tomorrow's a sell day for me. It's the last day of the year. Um, so I'll be selling off some of my losers, and I'm looking for those who really didn't do what they were supposed to this year or didn't do what I expected.
Right. People always ask me. Why you buying right now? Everything's crashing, everything's tanking. Why are you buying right now? As if to say you should be buying when it's green. You know what I mean? But then you're riding the cycle backwards. You want to ride the cycle up, not from the top down, which is what I did when I first got into cryptocurrency. When Bitcoin was really high, that's when I really started investing in Bitcoin. And so now I'm riding it down, but you really want to ride the wave up. All right, so now is the best time to invest.
Yeah.
Facts.
If you look at Bitcoin over its lifespan, Bitcoin has always had these down periods, right? It's a peak. You're searching for the peaks, right? The peaks come every 4 years after the halvings, and once you see those moments like now where the market is trash and it's all dark and gloom, that is the best time to buy, especially um, if you were lucky enough to know to invest in March of 2020 when the market tanked out and everything went down and oil was negative and Bitcoin was $3,000.
Woo.
You sold it for 46,000, made profit. You know what I mean? But a lot of people they get in somewhere probably in the 30s, 40s. And then when it hit 30s, 40s again, they didn't get out. So now they're down to, I think it's 16,000 a day. You're down at 16,000 and then you want to sell it. You lost money already. Like I'm a believer that the only two prices that matter in investing is what you buy it at and what you sell it at. Everything else in between is emotion.
Right.
So
So let's look at a couple coins. Let's go down the list. We got Bitcoin sitting at around 16K. We have Ethereum at 1,000 and some change. We got BNB at a little over 200. We got XRP's pumping. No, actually, it's doing okay. It's up 31% or 0.31%. I'm sorry. Dogecoin. Are you still a Dogecoin holder?
oh yeah.
Okay, we
Oh
got
yeah. I'm
Dogecoin
holding
now.
Doge until the end.
Doge is a smart play, you know, if you know it's gonna go to $1. It's a perfect time to stack Doge. We got Cardano at 24 cents. We got Matic at 77 cents. Uh Polkadot at $4.24. Tron at 5 cents. Litecoin 66 cents. I actually just bought a Litecoin back because I'm like, I need my Litecoin. I got Uniswap for $5 right now. Avalanche for $10.82. Solana $8 and some change. Chainlink $5.54. Okay, so these are some tools you can use. That was Coin Market Cap, and now let's do crypto bubbles. I'm a fan of the bubbles. Okay.
Can I elaborate a little on
Oh,
the
sure,
coins?
sure.
Like you should always. So I'm a lot of what I believe is not individual theory or thought. It's really probably groupthink in a sense that I read a lot of the same literature the guys on CNBC read and all that stuff, or Bloomberg, just because my mindset is they get their information from somewhere, right? So crypto is one of those areas where investors are putting like 1 to 3% of their net worth in, right? They're always investing in it. And the top two is Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like I got buys on each one, but I mark my buys for certain points, right? Like I like breaking points. So for me, Bitcoin under 16,000, that's a buy because it's been sitting at 16,000 for a while. I like Ethereum under 1,000. I like Ethereum really under 800. 800 is where you get it like somebody's in there crying, right? Solana is a good example of, right. I remember when Solana was like 245, 250,
Yeah.
and people was trying to get in at that point. Right now
I
it's
was
at
trying to
eight.
get
It's
in.
at what, nine? Yeah, it's $9 now.
Right.
So yeah, it's been hacked. Yeah, people have stolen Solana. I believe the average person doesn't read very much about crypto. They don't spend much time in investing into the knowledge piece, which is free. Which my mindset is The free stuff is the hardest stuff to capture because there's so much of it versus putting your money in the market. But Solana, hasn't bust. I'm looking for a lot of those coins that have had hard moments, have been tested, but have survived. I don't know if you're going to talk about this new technology you're talking about with coins being accepted by the new banking system,
Right.
but
The
we get
iOS,
to that.
yeah, ISO coins.
Yeah, 20,
Yeah,
2022.
2022. Right.
Exactly. So, it's like I had a whole bunch of Algorand that I've been sitting on for, I don't even know, over 2 years now. And a lot of the coins I hold that are lower than Bitcoin and Ethereum are coins in which I can stake them, right? So, and I'll share, also being honest, I can share I got in this game, right? Because the first time around in 2018, I got caught up with BitConnect.
Mhm.
BitConnect took some of my Bitcoin. I messed with a company, USAI Tech. They got me for some coin. And then most recently, I just was got by BlockFi because BlockFi just filed Chapter 11, and I had some Bitcoin over there. So
Sorry to hear that.
that's. I mean, listen, it's a part of the game. Like to me, anything you dealing
That's
with
tough.
that's high, yeah, you take your L's, but I mean, not say that I'm down because when the market is hot, I'm selling. So I'm gonna say it like this: when everybody's jumping back on the bandwagon at 20, 24, 25, and that's when Bitcoin probably hit 100K. I'm selling. When I'm not. I'm buying now while everything's bad. When I want it worse than this. This is not the worst it can get because
Facts.
sentiment matters, right? If people don't want it, if people think it's not worth anything, that's when you buy and hold because
Right.
they all come back around. We will all one day buy a rock and think it's a pet again. So, trends are secular and it's just about holding, following, waiting until the trend comes back around. And then there's some, XRP is another one. I hear they waiting for that lawsuit to finish. Um, Doge is just as long as Elon Musk is alive, Doge is alive.
Right.
Because he'll pump it himself. And I'm just trying to cash out at a buck. I'll make a good chunk of change on that. And then I'll leave on right now. I'm liking Avalanche and like a lot of those mid coins that are building their own ecosystems. I
Okay.
like that technology. This Christmas in particular, my son has gotten a VR headset. He's all into,
Oh, which
you know,
one?
he got the Oculus 2, I think.
Nice. I want that. I want that.
So yeah, so he's all trying it out and seeing how it works because our mindset is, if this is future tech, let's see how it works and give it to the youth and see what the youth perspective is on it. And then I can look to see if I should take these puts off of Meta that I put on
Oh
about
yeah.
6 months ago.
Let me say something about that because I'm glad you brought that up. Like, I really been thinking about this with Facebook. Facebook is still the king. Like, I cannot bet against Facebook because first of all, Facebook has ads. You can advertise. It's one of the biggest advertisers out there. As far as the generation that left Facebook, they went to Instagram, which is owned by Facebook. So there's that. Then there's WhatsApp for the international people. Then they have the Oculus. So I think sky's the limit is for Facebook. And I feel like my generation who left Facebook is probably going to return to Facebook because there's a lot of business opportunities on the platform, in my opinion, for me at least. So yeah.
I agree. The marketplace is thriving. I mean, it's Facebook has moved outside of the pictures, has moved into an advertisement business centered opportunity where you don't have to build clientele because your clientele knows you already. So you
Your
have a
Yeah, your followers are an asset. Anybody that is your friend, that's an asset actually. There's a lot of companies that would pay to have your friend's name or email, and so you have it at your fingertips, and you can use it to promote your business and make partners.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for the market to bleed out, and I think 2023 might be a little bit more bloodshed, which I'm all right with. I mean, that's how this game goes, right? Like you're not a whale moving the ocean. You're just a guppy trying to catch a breeze. I hope it gets you to your destination. Me, I'm looking for a breeze, right? So it's like these moments. There's some benefits in the market if you look at it, especially if you're not a big time investor. You're not dealing with millions of dollars. You're dealing with maybe hundreds of thousands, maybe tens, maybe even a couple of $100. A couple of $100 in the market ain't bad if you catch the right one, right? Like if you bought something and it's on its way up, double your money. Thing is greed to get you, right? Like if you're looking for the big lick, which I always say, a part of that is you're not investing enough to even get to the life changing wealth. A lot of people, the running stat they use is like the 10K in the market. So if you look at things, they're like, well, what you could do if you put $10,000 in. You know, if I'm putting $100 in and I turn it to $200, it's not life changing. But if I take 10K, turn it to 25K, you know, that might put a
Right.
little bit nicer car. You know, the Regal might get updated.
Take a look at some of these. These I feel like it's good buying opportunities like Flowcoin. That's a good one. It's down 10%. I don't think these companies are going down. You know what I mean? These are more NFTs, gaming platforms. Immutable X. Let's see what's red. Lunic. Now that's sketchy, but I still got like $5 in there. We got Chainlink. Um, okay, Algorand. His Algorand is down. So what's your? I mean, this is a weird question, but are you close to this buy price? Is this close where you started, or
But my total, I'm not far
yeah?
from it. I think my overall average for Algorand is somewhere around like 18 cents. I mean,
Oh, that's
anytime I catch those red days, going back to the fear greed index, those times in the year where, oh my God, the market is dying. I'm getting alerts all on my phone. Everything is going off. They're not going to buy some crypto. Outside that, on a day to day or the month to month, I don't touch it. I leave it. I leave it as it is. I just don't sell. Um, I don't sell out anything, right? Like anything I put into crypto, I'm willing to. I'm gonna get $1 million. I'm gonna get $0, right? It's gonna be one of the two. I'm not gonna worry if I'm down a couple of hundred or I'm up a couple of hundred. Like a
right.
lot of stuff I bought. I've recently have just started buying like Cardano. I bought Cardano maybe a month ago. Right. I just
Okay.
started buying that, trying to build a nice little piece in because I keep seeing it, anytime they get rid of one guy, they build another guy up. So I feel like since they got Sam Bankman Fried out of here, the head of Cardano is just the next guy to be picked and selected to be the theory guy. But
Right.
all these things are hit and miss. All I look at really is two things. One, no one's cracked Bitcoin's code yet, so it still holds its original point of what it is, and Ethereum is slowly eating up everything, right? Like
Right.
when it switched over to Ethereum 2 and you were able to get staking off of it, there's really no reason not to get it anymore. And I think on Coinbase is probably like top three highest APYs for staking. So if you just bought one Ethereum and sat on it for a year, you make 5% on that. Hold that for 2 years, 3 years. What we're in 2022, about to go in 23. So you hold it for 2 years. You done made a nice piece of change on it. And then when you sell out, you're not just selling what you've put in, you're selling all the profits you made, your dividend, right? Because like I look at a lot of dividend-based stocks. I look at dividend-based everything, right? Like how much money do I make on this money? Because it shouldn't be at some point in investing, the value of the investment is how much money does it generate on a month-to-month basis, not a year-to-year, right? If I'm not able to live off of investing, then I probably need to keep working on it, right? Versus Like some people here might have the option at their job for like a 401k or a 403b and some health savings plans, and they say, I get that every year. I don't do nothing with it. It's free money. Like if your job is offering you 2% match, you should at least be putting in 2%, so you can get the match off of them. That's free money from them.
Right.
If you're under 50, you really should be putting in as much money as you can into the market, especially right now. Because
Right.
when you retire from working, most people will work until they're 65, 67. It's good. Time in the market is better than time in the market. I tell that to my kids all the time. Got a 14-year-old investor, and trying to instill in them that $100 today at 65. You'll think, right? But you won't get it if at 40 you try to throw 2,000 in there trying to match the same level of growth. Especially teaching them drip. To let that dividend always go back into the same investment, let that investment grow. So you're using an example, $100 stock. You get let's say $1. Next time they do your dividend, they give you $101 to invest, and that keeps growing. And over time, you make money. So, and then do your monthly investments. Then I do my quarterly investments. And then you just have those ones where you just get a hunch where you're like, okay, well, I'll say this
Wait, you
year's
break
oil.
up again.
My
All right,
fault.
you broke up in the last two statements.
No, I was just saying, like, you just look at the market and you want to invest in something that you think is going to be hot, right? So energy is the one that everyone's talking about. I looked at it. I'm not really an energy guy, and I'll just say it's not because I don't believe in it. It's just because I don't have the knowledge base to say like this is my thing, right? I can speak to technology because I use technology. I spend my off time researching technology.
Right.
But looking at those different things. But this year, biotech is one of my like. I love biotech. I bought a company called Abby a while back, and that's been a good dividend paying stock.
Well, before
I,
you share your stocks real quick, I just want to say I wish that I knew about investing at age 14. Like that's probably the best advice, one of the best advice you can give your kids, So I love that first of all. So great job with that. So we tied this into what are your top 10 stocks and crypto? And first go ahead and continue what you said about Abby.
so like Abby's been my year. The best of this year has been Abby for me. It's been a biotech. I bought a little bit outside of the trend. Like, I was kind of looking at, so I'll give you the traditional ones that I think everybody has probably. And also, I will say this, right? Individual stock investment is a hit and miss, right? You're better off going with an ETF. I'm a firm believer that the best investment, if you want to look for a tool to invest in, VTSAX. VTSAX. It's just Vanguard whole stock market investment. You ain't got to do no extra thinking. It's everything. So, and when everything goes up, you get money. When everything goes down, you lose money. You ain't got to worry about the cues. You ain't got to worry about tech. Um, I like a lot of Vanguard ETFs. So like VTI, VUG. Those are different ones. I like international investing. I think that the international market is suppressed. It's a good place to look. Um, just feel like buy the things, like always go back to the traditional, buy the things that you already own. So if you're doing this on a Microsoft computer or using a Microsoft operating system, Microsoft is good. Apple is good, right? Like let me shout out Ian Dunlap and Earn Your Leisure, right? Because I'm a firm believer, like there's one episode that everyone should watch, which is episode 70. That's Ian's first episode. He says it, he breaks it down beautifully. Two tech, two index, right? Just get you two tech stocks, get you Microsoft and Apple, and get you VTI and VOO, right? And just sit on that and just put money in that every month. But I think before you even do that, there's key elements to this thing, right? Like investing is cool, but it's not cool if you got debts that you're skipping to put money in the market, right? Like that's self-defeating because you want to get out of debt, right? You want to get rid of debt, and debt reduction is hard. And sometimes you got to do that first before you invest, right? And
Right.
that was I followed Dave Ramsey's 7 Baby Steps, right? I thought that was a good base program for like how to just get to zero. Most people aren't at zero, right? You got college debt, you got housing debt, you got car loans, you got depreciable goods. So you might have a car that's old, that's losing money and it's breaking down. So to break that cycle, you just gotta break those. Like you gotta get rid of that first. Then once you do that, then you invest in long-term investments, your retirement accounts, your Roth IRAs, those things that just put money away for long term. Then after that, you start putting away into investing into like, hot things, up and growing commodities, people, businesses. Like you see somebody doing some good business, you invest in them, put sweat equity, put time, put money into helping them build their thing. Cause as they grow, that's another place where you've put something that grows. Right.
Right. Invest, y'all.
Yeah. Investing, you're, I believe we all invest anyway, right? We invest daily in things that may not even be in our best interest, right? So, chicken spot with the bulletproof glass that got the best chicken and wings in the area, but giving you high blood pressure. Also, known like prices going up and it's kind of high for you what you're paying on it. You used to pay $5 for those wings and fries, and now you're paying 8, and they paying it,
Yeah.
every day. That price adds up on you. That's your investment. That's your investment right there. Or Friday night with the homies, man. I've been there. You blew your investment at the bar. That was your money. Like same application, same style, just looking for a different result. You buy a stock every 4 months. If you buy the right stock that has a dividend, they're gonna pay you every 4 months or every 3 months, excuse me. You don't get paid. Liquor store ain't never gonna pay you. Bar ain't never gonna pay you.
Right.
So it's a different mindset, and I get it. Like we gotta balance this thing out. So I'm not one to be like, don't go out. I'm just one to say, know that every day you spend money on what you believe in, right?
Right.
And you
There you
invest,
go.
spending your money on investing.
That's key. And you just said it. Belief, what you believe in. For me, I like what you said earlier too, which is first pay your debt off. And I didn't pay my debt off. I still have some debt. And so as you say that, I'm like, you know what? I need to focus on that as well. That's a big priority for me. And even if I'm not making a lot of money, I'm always going to invest what I can at this point. It's kind of a part of me now. If it's $1, if it's $2, if it's $5, I tell people, it's still something out there that you could buy. Dogecoin is 6 cents right now. And so let's say you believe in Twitter, you believe in Elon Musk, that's something you can put your money in if you have that belief that that's going to do well. You just got to really believe that these cycles go up and down. And it's kind of a mind trick, because people will always challenge you and ask you, oh, one of my favorite coins is Gala Games. And so that thing is tanking. I was buying it. The first time I ever bought it, it was 6 cents. You know what I mean? And then it went all the way up to like 83 cents. And I was like, what? I didn't know this was even possible. So I could have made money right there. But now it's under 1 cent or under 2 cents. Right. So now here's my actual opportunity to repeat what I saw. I'm going to buy it until it goes back to 83 cents or $1. Why? Because of my belief system. I believe in it. Okay. And if it doesn't go, then like you said, I lose my money. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with taking that risk because that's how my beliefs are set up. And I'm also picking tokens that I feel have a likelihood of success. All right. So you got your research. And that's on period.
And it pays off. And I always say if you feel shaky about something that you bought and you didn't do enough research. Like you got to put the time in to work on it because it's so like it's a hit and miss. Like you can get rich one time. Your goal after that is to stay rich. But to get rich requires a level of discipline and luck. The luck is the part they never add to that, but luck. And the part of getting that luck is like putting in the time, putting in the work, building, kind of give yourself a better chance at good luck. You know, increase your chances of being lucky. Because I
Right.
run into, 100 years, 1,000 years off of crypto all the time. And it was just, we're always in this constant conversation. How do you move from that thousandaire to 100,000aire or a millionaire? And a part of that is discipline. Did you when you sold everything, did you take the cash and go buy depreciable goods, clothing, cars, a home that you live in, which is a depreciable good until you can rent it or sell it. Some people took the money, put it on the sideline, waited for the next time to make that 10K into 20K, that 20K into 40K, right? Like it's just in your priorities and what inspires you.
Right.
How bad you want out of poverty. That's what I always ask people.
How bad do you want it, y'all? How bad do you want it?
Yeah, because poverty easy.
Here's your chance. I feel like this is your chance.
Best time in your lifetime. But you know what? I've realized too, it's hard to get past survival, right? So survival is like, I'm gonna say this: everybody who's in survival mode, you gotta get to thriving. Like you can't do any of this if you're still in survival mode. But there's two parts to this, right? If you have steady income, right? Let's say you're watching this and you got a job or you got a way in which you're making money every month. Put away money. Start saving money, right? Start saving up 3 months emergency savings. That's like 3 to 6 months of your income or your expenses, excuse me. You save that up, right? You do that alone, you put yourself in a better position than most Americans. Those basic necessities. Survival really comes down to just like building yourself some space to breathe. Because quite often when you're in a job, the job got a hold on you and treat you as if you need them, right? Like if you don't act right, they ain't gonna pay you.
Right.
And I don't respect that approach, and I don't want anyone to ever live like that and have to be treated like that. So I think the way in which you do that is, if you were, so this is my mentality, right? I've been living my life as if I made $20,000 a year, no matter how much I made, right? I still remember that dude having to drive around,
Right.
chasing kids, telling them, get in school, do the right thing. And they like, man, whatever, broke ass. And I'm like, I'm just trying to teach y'all the right thing. And I don't want to hear that. And I realized then, like, you're right. You don't want to hear that. And I don't want to be the one telling you that, because the reality is you look at me and I'm as dependent on the system as they are dependent on you. And I had to change that dependency, right? Because when you have financial freedom, you have the ability to, I don't know if you ever seen them, some movie with Mark Wahlberg. I never seen the movie, to be honest with you. I saw the clip where the guy says, FU money, right? Like, how do you have FU money? Get a $2 million come up and you put it in the market. You take 4%, you go buy you a house, simple house. No, you ain't got to go luxury. You ain't go to no mansion, just a simple house. And you live off 4% for the rest of your life. And if someone says something that you're like, F you.
4% of 2 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, people could live off of that. Like, listen, I hate to break down the numbers of how many people have probably been a millionaire already in their lifetime and don't even know it, but their expenses are $1,000,001, right? Like, it ain't know how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. And the way in which you keep more money is to lower your expenses.
Ooh, that's a bar.
Financial freedom is really just freedom of self, right? Like, how I hate my job so much that I never put myself in a position to be dependent on it. Even though I like it, I need income, right? We all need income, right? But for what? Right? At what cost do I get that income? Is it the cost of my sanity? Is it the cost of my happiness? Cost of my freedom?
Right.
How much is it worth to me? And to me, and I'll say this to everybody who's out here hustling, you should always look for a job that overpays you for the amount of work you put in, right? Because somewhere in this equation, eventually they will get what they want out of it. They'll get their value out of you and some. So get overpaid up front. Like get your money up front, because if you waiting on 2% annual increases and a potential bonus, good luck.
Right.
Get in your paycheck, move your money your own way, move money pre-tax, put some money away post-tax in your IRA. Take whatever you got of that, cut that in half. Take half of that, put that away for a rainy day. Take the other half of that, cut that in half, and spend that on what you want.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Listen,
These are keys right here.
all this off the internet. So everything I'm saying, if you want to like detail it and go down further in the rabbit hole, the internet, YouTube. I mean, at this point, AI is helping me write a business plan and construct a business structure.
Exactly.
AI. So
We love the AIs. And let me just shout out Anyword, Writer, and Jasper, which you can find at iShop. So I am a marketer / affiliate of these companies. It's pretty simple, just regular websites. It just so happens that I am an affiliate with them. So if you go to my website, you can access it directly. And let's go into some current events. Okay, so looking ahead into year 2023, people don't know what's going on. I keep watching videos. Oh, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. Oh, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down. It's war. It's panic. It's chaos. It's job layoffs. We are not sure what's gonna happen. None of us can say, but let's just take a guess, or let's look at some of the storylines. One storyline in particular, this is coming out of Russia. And the story is saying that basically a lot of, well, let me not generalize, Russia, they're moving into a gold back currency. Okay. So suddenly everyone is hunting for alternative to the US dollar. As you know, inflation is really high. So a lot of countries are trying to get out from under US thumb. So I'm going to share my screen and go over this article with you very, very quickly. Then we're going to watch a video, and then we're going to come back and have a chat. All right. So suddenly everyone is hunting for alternatives to the US dollar. Tired of a too strong and newly weaponized greenback, some of those biggest economies are exploring ways to circumvent the US currency. Smaller nations, including at least a dozen in Asia, are also experimenting with de-dollarization, and corporations around the world are selling an unprecedented portion of their debt into local currencies, wary of dollar strength. Okay, so this is a good article. It's on Yahoo Finance, but I really just want to skip ahead to Twitter, where the news on Twitter is always current, quick, and you get to have feedback from others really easily. And more importantly, YouTube is not too worried about Twitter, so I love that for us. I really do. Okay, you can follow me on YouTube at 12 Station. 12 Station, our mission is to create with love energy. All right, is to enhance our lives with positive thinking, love energy. Okay, sorry y'all, my internet is really slow. De-dollarization and the new economic order.
Nova Solar Seclorum, New World Order. Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, I see it happening. No empire stays an empire forever. I don't
All
know
right.
if
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if it's next year. I mean, America is messing with cryptocurrencies right now anyway, so they're trying to find an alternative themselves. I think their mindset is maybe instead of creating a currency that's aligned with a government, it's a currency that's aligned with an economic system. I mean, the Fed is independent of the United States government, so why they couldn't create a financial system that's separate from the United States government? I mean, it's perfectly feasible. They have a bank in pretty much every country. At the end of the day, I mean, China, Russia, they can buy as much gold as they want. The Rothschilds and Rockefellers and all the the big conglomerates and wealthy families access all the resources that are needed anyway. So
Okay.
capitalism, unless you are the the capital, you just being used.
All right. Let's take a look at this video first, and then can you hear that?
Visual.
The rest of the popcorn is getting stale.
All right. Did you hear that? Hopefully. Hopefully it wasn't just dead air. But basically, gold is making a comeback. So all the gold people out there, yay! You were right. There's been a lot of talk about more gold-backed currencies. So they're saying here that Russia, one of their banks, created their own gold-backed asset. And so the story is that the United States is behind when it comes to CBD's what's it called? Central bank digital currency, digital bank currency. Sorry, it's cold in my basement. Actually, I'm kind of freezing. So CBDs are the thing right now. China has one, I believe. A lot of other countries are getting theirs together, but the United States is seeming to be behind. And then we have Gary Gensler and the whole um, Fed in the US kind of holding crypto back. So a lot of people are wondering in 2023, where will America be in this crypto race, in the CBDC race? Russia is made their first move. So here is populations that heavily use crypto: India, China, Nigeria, Indonesia, Pakistan, US, Turkey, Russia, Brazil, and Vietnam. Okay. Look at Vietnam on this list. I'm sorry, US on this list. Okay. So it kind of plays into the argument, are we behind? Okay. How do you feel after watching that?
So I mean, as far as behind, I don't know if we're behind. I feel like we have to regulate crypto. I mean, if we really want crypto to expand and until there's institutional money at the large scales to move the market, which we saw in 2020, 2021, until you see that type of money moving, you're not, it's just going to kind of have these ebbs and flows. So, I mean, I can see it happen. I don't put none past anything. I think I'm in a space, especially in this world, where anything's possible. And that if the current climate is transitioning to a new form of currency, because I mean, we moved from the dollar to using credit cards and debit cards as our primary mode of payment. I don't know why we wouldn't move to a more automated service. Like, you know, I see in Asian countries, there's a lot of use your phone to make payments. Um, so I see that occurring. I don't know about moving from the dollar because the US being the currency of the world is what empowers the US. And I don't think it's going to give away that power so easily. Uh, so that part, I don't know. And then I would just say that um, as a person who lives in the US, I never want the US to collapse and you know, fully because I live here. And if the country falls apart, we all suffer with that collapse across the, no matter, you know, and believe me, I agree that the country has a lot of work to do. It needs to fix some of its ills. Well, fix all of its ills, but you know, as long as it's constantly working in that direction, I always want to advocate for it to grow and be better than to succumb to dictatorships. You know, China is a dictatorship, Russia is a dictatorship, and I don't in no way support dictatorships.
Right. I feel like, like I said, I don't know the future, but something is brewing with those superpowers, Russia, China, the US. But I do feel like the dollar is going to lose power, and crypto and stocks for a moment will have a boost. I'm not sure when this is going to happen in 2023, 2024, but cycles go up and down. So, and the way that inflation is moving, I would assume it will be some type of crash with the dollar coming soon. So this is the video I thought that I was showing you all. Hopefully you heard it a little, I hope. And this is the article again. So I just want to make sure you all see that. It's right on my Twitter. Okay. So you didn't actually do you have any more comments on 2023?
I love 2023. I think it's a great opportunity. I mean, if the market stays suppressed, you should be buying more than usual. If the market starts going up, you should probably slow down and kind of see where it's going. If it starts going down more, look at it as a better opportunity to buy. I mean, if you are a shopper, and if you're American, you probably more likely are a shopper in some form because we're a consumer-based society. Then you know when a good deal comes, right? So a good deal is what, 40% off? I mean, things right now are looking at 60% off, 80%
Yeah,
off. I mean, when
90%.
you you're getting 90% off. Then I mean, the housing market, inflation is ringing in. The housing market is correcting. Um, you see corrections across the board. Gas is lower. So for me, and then it's a year where it's no elections that year, and we have a divided government. Those are always good signs for the stock market and investing, right? Those are, you're going to get gridlock, you're going to get slowing, you're going to get some built-in plans. There were a lot of plans that were the Democrats had put through over the last 2 years that will start to bear fruit around EVs and electrical systems, the changing of the grid, new jobs and opportunities should come out of that.
Right.
And I mean, you may even get there are areas where we see recessions, but the vast majority of the market is still thriving. And if we see recessions and job loss in areas like tech, most people don't care because one, they may not even know someone who's really in tech or working out like Silicon Valley. And if you're in tech, you can a lot of times find another job that pays well, right? I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just going to say if you are a coder who works from home, your accessibility may be easier than a construction worker who works in a small town where there's only one construction site. So there's those differentiation of environments can impact those things. And I also would say if you live on a coastal a coastal city or state, you should see a lot of transformations coming January 1st, because a lot of places have new governors, new policies, uh, new changes that should be more beneficial to them for the vast majority of places. And if you're in a place that, unfortunately, you may have elected someone who wants to go back to the 1940s, I wish you well, and I say you should probably look at a better place to live. But, that's easy
Factual.
said than done, because I can understand. So I'm inspired by 2023. I think 2022 was such an ass kicking for most people that you need some reprieve in there. And also, if anything, everybody make sure you check your mental health, because that is very important right now. I think we can talk about a lot of other things, but the biggest investment you can make is into your own health,
Yes.
and making sure you're the best of who you can be, because none of this stuff matters with bad health. I mean, Steve Jobs would have gave everything for a longer life.
Right.
So, now I'm speaking like I know Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs like I ain't give a shit. I was trying to get out of here. Now let me stop.
No, I
But
feel you
yeah,
out.
it's just be very appreciative of this existence in this moment in time, because we're living during mass transformation. We're living during actually one of those like mass changes of society. You know,
Factual.
AI came in 2022, and that's just one element of the year, but I think it's so transformative. Things like Chat GPT and Open AI and all these other ones. I'm looking at DNA, and those biochemical companies that are now like making designer babies. Like this is a whole future tech that I don't
Oh,
know where it will bear. Yeah,
designer, come again?
yeah, that's what we're doing around here. Because instead of feeding folks and giving them universal health care, we'd rather just make new babies. So
Right. Sounds very productive. Yeah. Yeah. Just what we needed.
and listen, aliens will be proud when they come down and see what their work looks like. But yes, and that I think that you have to be prepared for the unknown, right? So part of this also is like we're talking about investing, but investing in like prepping, home stuff, making sure your home has food, and I look at it on all different levels. When you go to the grocery store, buy a little extra and put a little extra away, because you can have $100,000 in your bank account, but we all know like COVID hit. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're hungry and there's no one bringing you food, or there's no grocery stores open, $100,000 ain't worth nothing. So make sure you put away those things too.
Wow. Well said. That was a great tip right there. Wise words. Definitely. Definitely. All right. So 2023 is, as always, it is what you make it. It is what you believe. There are always going to be winners and losers. So I'm still investing, and I might find some nice pumps. But I'm in it for the long run. So real quick, I'm gonna go over my top 10, just as what I'm mostly focusing on. I mean, it was hard because really I have like 67 cryptos to 70 cryptos that I invest in, but I know that sounds weird. And maybe not that good idea, but this is not financial advice. Okay, this is entertainment. And so for entertainment, I'm gonna share with y'all top 10 coins that I put together: Bitcoin, XRP, Chainlink, Cardano, Cosmos, XDC, which is rumored to also have some type of gold backing as well. Quant, My Gaming, and then Polygon to round out the top 10. All right. So I think this was a pretty good session that we had. Here's Crypto Bubbles one more time if you want to check that out. And there's another one, Crypto Meter. Right now it's showing that we're in a bullish trading zone, more or less. Very bullish. I'm sorry, very bearish. I apologize. Bearish. You can check out the buying pressure versus the selling pressure. Right here, there you have it. Sharing live with you. Nice tips, nice clues, good ideas for the future and for even today. So, would you like to say your outro to the folks? Let me
Just
stop
man,
sharing.
peace, love, and happiness. That's we all deserve those things. So do everything in your existence to get those.
Awesome. And we'll be back again. Thank you so much. Mr. Al Blackwell came through. We did it on time. We lasted about an hour, so that's pretty great. Thank you for watching. Mission 12 Station. Follow us. It's your girl, Nayoka Nadi.